favorite breakfast, and we're gonna find out if it can freeze dry and be turned into an MRE meal that will be shelf stable for 25 years. If you are someone who frequents Starbucks, you have probably had these before. They also sell them at Costco, but it's much cheaper if you just make them on your own. What I love about this breakfast is it's a nice high protein meal that keeps you full for a long time. Oh, I just got a shell in there. See if I can get it out. Okay, got it out. If you haven't guessed it by now, I am making the viral Starbucks egg bites. My hair keeps hitting this light and it's really annoying me. I need more breakfast items to add to my year supply of food that I am currently working on creating. And I've been wanting to try this one, but I've been kind of hesitant because I don't know how it's going to reconstitute, because they end up being like an egg-shaped muffin, and I just don't know how the rehydration process is gonna work. So we're gonna figure that out together. But it's a super easy recipe. I am starting out with 18 eggs into a blender. I am making a double recipe, so if you end up wanting to make a single batch of this, you would just half everything. I'm now gonna add 2 cups of cottage cheese. I am hoping that this fills up 2 muffin pans nicely. You can probably hear it in my voice a little bit. I've been fighting a cold this week, so I am sorry for the way that I look and the way that I sound. I am just a little bit under the weather, but I still wanted to get a video in this week because I have missed you guys and I've been super excited to try this. So just pardon my appearance, we're gonna do this. If you think you don't like cottage cheese, don't skip it in this recipe. Oh, my oven's preheated. You can't even taste it. All you really taste is like the cheese and the eggs. It doesn't taste cottage cheesy at all. I love cottage cheese, but if you don't like it, don't be afraid of this recipe. We need 2 cups of shredded cheese. I am doing a extra sharp white cheddar and a Colby Jack. I'm gonna get these shredded up, measure out 2 cups, and we will add it to the blender. Cheese is going in. It seems like more than 2 cups of cheese, but it is only 8 ounces. But once it's shredded, you know, it just grows. But cheese is life, so the more cheese, the better. The last ingredient I'm adding to my blender is just seasonings, which I am gonna use salt and pepper. If you wanna add like garlic powder, onions, you could add veggies to this, but I just prefer salt and pepper. Let's go blend it up. I am gonna be using my silicone muffin pans. I love these because they're so easy to poke the food out of them. You don't need like liners or anything. I do still spray them with avocado oil spray just to ensure that the eggs come out nice and easily. I feel like it's been a while since I've given you an Alaska weather update. When we had family in town last week for spring break, when they got here, we had a torrential downpour of snow, which was exciting for them because they were coming from Arizona where it has been very hot, like unseasonably hot. So it's exciting for them to arrive to snow. But then it just got cold. I prefer it when it's actually snowing because the kids actually want to go out and play when it's snowing. It's not as cold when the snow is falling down, and it's just pretty. It makes you appreciate winter more when there's like snow falling. But then we've had cold, sunny days, which the sun is also a nice thing to see. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I enjoy seeing the sun and the sunshine and the beauty that that brings, but I also enjoy when it's snowing. But when it's sunny, it's a lot colder, and so I don't want to be outside. I just stare at the sun from my window. But the one great thing that is happening in Alaska right now is we have turned a corner with daylight. So we just had daylight savings time last week, which I hate. I hate daylight savings time. I grew up in Arizona where we do not do daylight savings time, and I believe that is how every state should be, but I don't make the rules. So I'm trying to get these full only like halfway, but it's kind of hard to do that. So now that the time has changed and it's just becoming later in the winter and closer to spring, we have daylight in the mornings. My kids don't walk to the school bus in the dark anymore. We come home from our kids' gymnastics practice at like 8 o'clock and it is not pitch black anymore. It's like the weirdest feeling because every time we drive to gymnastics a lot, and every time we've been driving, it's always in the pitch black. Even when we leave at 4:30, it's been pitch black. But now it's daylight and it's been amazing. It's now just like starting to get dusk around 8 p.m. One thing that I absolutely love about Alaska in the summertime is the nonstop daylight. It like makes me so happy. So I definitely have enough to make another batch, but I only have 2 silicone trays. So I might just put the rest of this in a traditional muffin pan and see how it goes. All I have is a mini muffin tray, but we're gonna try it. Definitely need to spray. You'll have to tell me if it's warmed up where you live, if you are out of the trenches of like deep winter and spring's on the horizon. I'm jealous of you, okay? Normally I would top these egg bites with bacon. So good with bacon. Since I'm freeze drying these and want them to be long-term food storage, I am not going to use bacon, but I have just diced up some ham. This is just like sandwich ham from Costco, but a normal like thick ham would be delicious in here. You could also use sausage, you could do veggies, you could do spinach, peppers, all of those yummy things. Since I want my kids to eat these because they do like these when they don't have the veggies in them, I'm doing it this way. It's delicious still. So these I just sprinkle at the end on top. You don't want to obviously put ham into the blender because that would just be kind of icky. They still might sink to the bottom a little bit, but that's fine. As long as it's in there, it'll be tasty. They're looking good. There are different ways to bake these. You can do a tray and add boiling water to it to create steam in your oven, because Starbucks and the ones at Costco, they're cooked using the sous vide method. We're just gonna bake these normal. I'm not going for like a perfect, beautiful egg bite. I just want it to taste good, and it's gonna taste good just baked this way. The presentation is gonna get ruined once it's freeze dried and like turned into a brick, so I don't care about how puffy it is or anything like that. They will puff up a bit. That's why you want to only fill your trays about halfway to 2/3 full. But then once they come out of the oven, they shrink back down. So if they do get huge, it's not like a huge deal. We're gonna bake these at 350 for about 30 minutes. Can I show you the coolest thing that I made? This is my new kitchen towel oven door hanger. It has a little like scrunchy band on it so that it holds it in place. When you dry your hands, it doesn't fall off. It always looks nice and beautiful on your oven. No more towels falling off of the bar. And then watch this. That's how you take it off. To put it back on, you go like this and slide it through, and it always looks so pretty. I just wanted to show this off because it's so cute. I made it for like a St. Patrick's Day theme, but it also is kind of Easter color, so it'll blend into Easter. I am going to get my freeze dryer cooling down. I'm doing -10 degrees freeze temp, 2 hours of extra freeze time because I'm not pre-freezing, and dry temp of 120. Start, we wait 15 minutes. My kitchen smells so good right now. These are ready to come out of the oven. Here's the minis. They look so good. You can see how they kind of shrink back down quickly after coming out of the oven. So just know that's expected. Hot. I'm gonna set these back here to cool. I'm gonna let them cool in their tin for a little bit. Well, it's not a tin, in the silicone pan while I get my trays ready. I am going to use a silicone liner just in case these stick. I don't think they would stick to just directly on the tray, but these are liners that I have from Crunch Co. I always have a 10% off discount code with Crunch Co. They make the best freeze drying supplies. So I will have the info here on the screen with my discount code and a link in my video description. They're an awesome company. My kids are gonna be walking in the door any minute home from school. So if you hear ruckus starting to happen, there I go hitting that light again. Just no, it's the kids. I'm gonna put these onto my trays. I'm not sure how many per tray. We'll just try to spread them out evenly. Look how beautiful these trays are. I'm loving it. So even if these end up being a huge bust in the freeze dryer, you at least have a yummy recipe of a great breakfast that you could make. I was able to finish this before my kids got home. Hallelujah. I'm gonna run these downstairs to vanilla ice. Since I started this while these were still cooking, it is cooled down and ready to be loaded. Did you all hear the news that Harvest Right has a new color of freeze dryer? I'm hearing mixed reviews. I personally love it. It's a beautiful green color. I'll put an image of it here. I think it's so pretty. And like, I feel like it would brighten up this room if I had a pretty green freeze dryer. So I kind of want one, but I've heard from some of you that you don't like it. That's okay. We don't all have to like the same thing. But if you're ready to purchase a freeze dryer and you want the new pretty color, check the link in the video description below. They also are running a big discount on size large machines. I have a size medium. This is the older version, which only has 4 trays. The new mediums have 5. The size large, I believe, has 6 trays. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they are running their steepest discounts right now on the size large. We've got these loaded up. I'm gonna close my drain valve. Hit continue. And we are off to the races. A little bit later, I will take you outside and show you how much snow we have in our backyard because it is a lot. But you know what? I'm happy about the extra daylight hours, so there's that. These will hopefully be done sometime tomorrow, and then we can figure out how to rehydrate these to give them the best moisture and texture and all of that goodness. I'm a little worried. So our egg bites have been in for about 27 hours. They are ready to come out. I think I've officially thought of 2 different ways to try and rehydrate these. I'm gonna try the normal way of just like pouring hot water onto it and hoping it sucks in all the way to the center and rehydrates. I am also going to try a steaming method, which I have not had success with steaming freeze-dried foods in the past, but I think I'm gonna try a different way using my rice cooker to steam it and see if that works. So we're gonna try 2 methods and see if hopefully one of them works, because these are gonna make an amazing MRE meal if they can reconstitute. Let's pull them out. It's funny because they look exactly the same as they did when they went into the freeze dryer, but they feel completely light, just like light as air. You could probably eat these dried. They would just, you need to drink a lot of water with them, because when you when you eat freeze-dried food, you need to be replacing the water that was taken out with water by drinking it. I wonder if I should try one. I might. My plan is to package up 7 MRE meals. I'm gonna put 3 egg bites for one. Actually, I like having individual portions for my year supply of food, but these bags are so big, I could fit 2 meals in one bag. So I'm gonna call it 2 servings, and I'm gonna put 6 egg bites in a pouch. And that could be something that could be split between my husband and I, or a kid and I. So I am only gonna need 3 or 4 pouches. Look at me remembering to label my bags. I think I forgot to hit record, but I packaged up my egg bites. I put 6 in a bag, and then I just threw some of the mini ones in with the bags. Now I'm gonna add my oxygen absorbers. These are MRE sized Mylar bags, which I love the size for, especially for doing MRE meals. I will have those linked in my video description. I just get them on Amazon. They're great. Same with my oxygen absorbers. And then heat seal the top shut. Oh, I don't think we're plugged in. I can add 8 egg bite meals to my breakfast log. So now I have a total of 22 breakfasts. I have 21 lunches. I have 23 dinners. Making progress. I said this was going to be a slow, long process of making a year supply of food, but every freeze dryer run counts, and I'm pretty proud of what I've created so far. Do we dare try it like this? It's kind of like an egg bite cracker. It's kind of good. I would eat this in like an emergency situation. I just don't love how dry it is when you eat it just as a cracker. I wouldn't want to eat it on its own, preferably. So we're definitely going to still try to rehydrate these. I saved a couple back here to rehydrate, but it's honestly not bad. If you just think cracker instead of eggs, it's actually pretty good the more that I eat it. Like, maybe I will eat this whole thing. It's growing on me. It literally tastes just like an eggy cracker. So if you think dry cracker instead of egg, it's really good. I'm kind of shocked. Okay, but we're still going to try to rehydrate them. So I'll meet you upstairs in my kitchen and we're going to try to do some magic to see if these will actually like be good reconstituted. But it's good this way. Here is a look at the snow outside. You can see how much is on our trampoline over there. Our deck is this like smooth area and it's probably got 3 or 4 inches on it. And that's how much the snowpack is in the backyard. Kinda crazy. The shed is full of snow again. We're supposed to warm up next week to like the high 20s, low 30s. So we'll see if we start losing any of the snow. We don't have snow in the forecast, but still a winter wonderland here in Alaska. So for my first egg, I'm gonna do it just here in my rice cooker. I've got water in the bottom of it and it came with this little steaming basket. So I'm gonna put 1 egg on top in there and just click steam. I have no idea how long it's gonna take, but we're just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna do it for 10 minutes. I didn't realize you could set a time. I use my rice cooker like multiple times a week. I am obsessed with my rice cooker. I've never used the steaming portion of it. So we're gonna learn together. So now I've got hot water and my egg bite here. I'm just gonna pour it on top very, very slowly. Let it sit, add more, let it sit, and see how this method works. Okay, I'm ready to see how these turned out. This one has sat in here for about 10 minutes probably, and I did go through halfway and flip it over. So I'm going to pull it out. Actually, it's been in here for like 15 minutes. I mean, I definitely have extra water in here, so I'm trying to just let it drip off so that it's not like too watery. So here's one. And let's pull our egg out of the steamer. Oh. This is what happened to me last time I steamed something. I steamed it in the microwave in a steamer basket and it burnt it. Y'all, why? Okay, but we still have high hopes for this one. Don't steam it. I've heard people say, oh, use a steamer to rehydrate your freeze-dried food. This is 2 times I've tried now and it just burns the food. So if you got any tricks for me about how to steam the food without burning it, let me know. Okay, but let's give this a try. Oh yeah. Okay, you don't need to steam it. This reconstituted perfectly. Like, it's perfect. It's my worst favorite word, moist in the middle. It's soft. It's great. It tastes just like it did before it came out of the freeze dryer. The ham in there is reconstituted. Nothing is crunchy. I'm so happy this worked. That was so good. Well, I'm gonna say it. That's my favorite breakfast I've ever freeze dried. I love the egg bites just on their own. Now knowing that I can freeze dry them and reconstitute them and they taste the same, whole new world. of freeze-dried breakfast has opened up for us. You need to try making these. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Freeze Dry Society family. I love you guys. Remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, friends.